All right, this is going to be a follow-up video to the recent video I just posted in regarding about the election results. Why I do feel that integrity, election integrity, is dead here in America. So this is what I gotta say. So here's another reason why I would also believe election integrity. Another major reason why I would believe election integrity is unfair here in America. I believe it boils down to this. You see, like I stated in a previous video, I live in Madison, which is unfortunately a Democrat stronghold. I live in Madison, Wisconsin, a heavily Democrat stronghold. You know, and I will, and I am, you know, I obviously vote conservative. I haven't voted Democratic since. I mean, the last time I voted Democratic was Barack Obama's first term, and ever since then, I haven't voted Democrat. Obviously, for me, I red pilled in late 2011. So, but anyway, like I said, uh, Madison, Wisconsin is a Democrat run stronghold, and obviously, it's a it's a bigger city. Here is the actual legitimate reason why I feel election integrity here in America is dead. And the real reason being is because now, I mean, if you want, given the fact the Democrats want to, given the fact the left wants to abolish the electoral college, given the fact that creepy Jim Crow Joe and Kamala, or Kamala, you know, if if he if he doesn't finish his term fully, which is very likely that's going to happen. Um, if if he does, you know, it's likely they're going to implement, getting rid of the electoral college altogether. I mean, they're going to immediately act on that, believe it or not. And what's really going to happen is this: they're going to factor, they're going, they're going to count the votes that are obviously big in in liberal heavy run cities across the country. I mean, you're going to have Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and Chicago determine the outcome of every election, you know, forward on. I mean, along with other cities like Seattle and, Atlanta, uh, even Denver, which is liberal, which is heavily liberal, and Detroit and Portland. They're going to determine the outcome of every election from that point on. Um, so all in all, the small town and rural areas, they would never get their voice heard. every time. And obviously, that is unconstitutional. Don't believe me? Look at Amendment number 12, which obviously talks about why the Electoral College was established. Taken from a guy who had flunked the Constitution exam multiple times before I passed it before I graduated from uh, elementary school. But anyway, I would also believe this right here. Uh, it the big sit once the Electoral College is gone permanently, God forbid, if that's going to happen. That's there. The big cities are obviously going to the big cities across the nation are obviously going to determine the outcome of every election. Leaving the small town and rural areas, you know, unheard. You know, and that's the thing right here. You know, but I'm like I said before, when it came to the outcome of this particular election, um, given the given the shenanigans that was going on throughout the whole time, and why certain states weren't called. I mean, like I said before, in the previous video, that this was bound to happen, and we shouldn't be surprised. But this is the thing that's going to worry me. You know, I'm afraid. I'm afraid this election is something that we might have. You know, this election, even though I'm not surprised about it, but this election will be forever known as Democrats get away with voting voting by cheating and rigging. And here's the thing: if I recall correctly, I could have sworn the old saying goes, "Cheaters never prosper, cheaters never win." And this is the thing now. And now, right now, what's going on? Yeah, they're still gonna, Trump and his lawyers are obviously going to take this whole situation to the Supreme Court to fight it, to contest it, because literally, as I stated before, um, there needs to be fair. There needs to be fairness in our elections. There needs to be integrity in our elections. That this is unfair. Now, and like I was saying before, Civil War II is probably going to be imminent. You know, it's probably going to happen. I'm afraid it's going to happen. You know, and that's another thing that's going to keep me a bit worried. About Civil War II. I mean, America. While I'm not surprised at this, this is kind of a sad day. that we're enduring. I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I'm signing off. You guys be good to each other.